Hi there Pokefans, I am your humblest Trosit fan and you're watching Pokemon Gym Challenges. It looks like we are going to complete this gym today. Hopefully she doesn't whip our ass like she usually does when I do this. For the last 3 times I did this challenge, she whipped my ass the first time I fought her. But the last 3 times I didn't have the team I had. Hopefully they will be sufficient to do it back to her. What a sexy little girl this. Damn, I forgot to do my usual deal. I was so obsessed with her nice figure that I didn't actually offer up the deal. Well, at least I'll get a badge and some TMs afterwards if I win. That was kind of expected. The Stealth Rocks was there. So I can only do 1 set of Stealth Rocks. Okay. Now the Stealth Rocks is there to add additional damage to the Roserade when it comes in. Hopefully it will do sufficient damage. Let's go for a pluck. And Cherubi goes down. And we were on the same level. Okay, now Prinplup goes up to level 20. Turtwig is next. A little bit of damage like that. And I should be able to still take him out with a pluck. And I did not take him out with a single pluck. Now that makes things slightly difficult for me. She goes for a super potion, of course she does. And it bloody well fully heals the pimple, the turtle. But I get it back right to exactly the same spot, so that means that the bloody Stealth Rocks didn't do sufficient damage. Well, approximately the same place. Now that was a difficult battle just because she keeps using her super potions. At least that means that she won't have super potions for Roserade. And I got to attack twice in a single turn. That was the thing I was going to. And the bloody Roserade is faster than my Prinplup, takes out Prinplup. Damn. I was hoping to defeat her with Prinplup. But that is, now you see why I always lose this first battle. I have to be severely over-leveled to win anything. Because in the past I only had Prinplup and Magnemite. This time I will not be using Magnemite because I have a different specialization for him. And at least I win this time. Okay. Double hit. Yes, I want double hit, but wait, what am I going to put it in this? Yeah, put it in the place of a double T. I want double hit because that is one of the new star attacks of Scyther and Scissor by extension. She's so excited. I wonder if she would have been so excited if I had remembered to ask her to show me her goods. Let's put it that way. If I won. There we go, another badge. Okay, so now I can use Gut outside of battle as well, which means I can now at least access that the tower of the Team Galactic Tower, Grassnot. That's going to be a useful attack to know. I just have to find the precise Pokemon I want to give it to. It's probably going to be Prinplup. But I'll decide later on. Let's go heal up first. Luckily I can just walk up straight into the Pokemon Center like that. And now I'm done. Let's switch out the team a bit. Hey, what happened? Okay. Flash, Stealth Rocks, Rock Smash, Grass Knot. Only Prinplup can learn it in any way. Now why do I want to teach Prinplup Grass Knot? Because ground and water types exist. Now the normal Bubble Beam or any other water type attack will work. But the fact that it's a water type does reduce the efficacy a little bit. So since that does exist, I'll use Grass Knot to get 4 times effective damage. That is why I'm doing that. And now we can do this challenge over here. Now, am I first going to go for the item or am I first going to do the tower? I think I'm first going to do the item. Okay. On the second thought, yeah, let's first do the item. I mean, the reason I went through there is because you step directly onto the tile that just drags you into the building. Here we go, Thief. That might be a useful item, especially for if you want what do you call it, that iron cloak, or you want hard skills. Okay, so these guys are just lounging around. At least he or these two recognize that I do not belong in this building. The other two are just off duty, let's say it that way. I wonder if all of these people do dye their hair. So this is going to be fairly easy for me. Why am I going for Stealth Rocks? That's not a good attack to use. The Wimple will go out. Now Scyther, if he's smart, he's going to go for Scyther. I mean, Zubat, if he's smart, is going to go for Scyther. Because that's the only Pokemon he can do any damage against. Or he's probably going to do something to confuse, but he goes for Astonish. Okay. The Cascoon comes out. He immediately takes damage from the Stealth Rocks. So what am I hope I didn't do another Stealth Rocks. I hope I did a Rock Slide or something. The Cascoon goes out. Nosepass goes to level 18. For some reason Nosepass is my weakest Pokemon. And he did do a Rock Thrush. He doesn't have Rock Slide yet. Glimmer is next. And now we can double team Glimmer. And he does take damage from Stealth Rocks, as was the plan. What should I do? Let's do a double hit. Let's see what it looks like. But he's going to prevent that from happening by doing a fake hit. It means I have to do it again, and I'll only be able to do one of the hits. Because Glimmer was too weak to take a second hit. And now I think going forward I should probably switch out Scyther with Prinplup or Beldum, because Scyther is going to grow levels far too quickly. But I don't remember to do that, so I'm just going up. Okay, can I? No, I can't. I'm not even bothering to see if I can access the computers because I probably can't. Okay, another galactic grunt. And she has a whimper. Now the only thing I can do is stealth rocks and then a bunch of rock throws. Stealth rocks for anyone coming in, and then the rock throws the only damaging dealing move I have. Which means that for this part of the game I set up my nose bars quite bad. Now, at some point in the future, all of these Pokemon in these boxes at the bottom right will be steel types. And that's why they are legitimate Pokemon for me to use. Okay, that one. Okay. The Zubat immediately hit by Stealth Rocks. It doesn't do as much damage as I was hoping it would. He goes for Absorb, thereby trying to negate the effect of the Stealth Rocks. I was hoping that I'd at least get half of the HP down. And then I go and I miss. Come on. Is this a programming thing? Here we go, Zubat is gone. I think this guy had 4 Pokemon. Unfortunately, at some point I'm going to have to switch out from the nose bars because his rock throws are going to run out. Okay, at least there's 10 more of those. Okay. So who shall we fight next? At the Beldam gate level 20. That should mean that at the end of this battle, Beldam is going to evolve. She only had 3. And I know it's a she because of the dress, not really because of the hair. And I was correct, Beldam is now evolving. So far it is my only steel type in the team. But as I said earlier in this episode, all of these Pokemon will eventually be steel types. My tongue learned this. Okay, so it got 2 more attacks. Let's go heal up first. Maybe not. Okay, dude, what are you up to? He's not even concerned about anything. Let's switch out my Pokemon. Or maybe not. I do want Nosepass to catch up on levels. I mean, all of the others are on level 20 and he's only on level 18. And this guy only has 1 Pokemon, the Kadabra. Scyther would have been excellent to use against Kadabra, but I don't think I have any bug type attacks on Scyther. Let's go for a rock throw. Because this is his only Pokemon. He goes for a Psybeam, which does quite a bit of damage. But the Abra line is quite weak to physical attacks. The bloody thing goes for Disable. And rock throw is my only bloody damage dealing move, which means I now have to switch out. And as you see over here, I don't have any bug type attacks. Let's switch out to the tongue. And now I can do a Steel Claw, which I just learned in the previous battle. A Metal Claw, not Steel Claw. He goes for a Reflect, halving the physical damage I can do. But he was weak enough that I can just take him out. That went quite well. Scyther goes to level 21. which is becoming problematic because at some point I'm going to have to try and catch up the rest of the team to Scyther. Let's have a look-see and what is around this girl before I take on this pink-haired galactic admin. Here we go. Also quite a pity, but it will be quite hard for her to show me in at good because of the suit she is wearing. Also quite a pretty figure though. These evil teams keep their members in quite good shape. She sends out Zubat first, but we know that she has a very vicious cat at the back over there. So I'll just do a stealth rocks, and then of course I'm going to continue with my rock throw. That goes for bloody sap with supersonic, doing confusion strategies. Do I have any berries to negate that? I never actually checked for it. So I'm going to recall my nose bars because of the confusion, and then send out Metang for the confusion that he may offer. Now that also has the effect of causing confusion some percentage of the time, but this confusion is a damage to move, and it's super effective because Zubat is a poison type. There we go. More than half of Zubat's HP gone in exchange for hardly any of mine. So the next confusion will take it out. Unless she has a potion. Now Zubat and its entire evolutionary line can become devastatingly strong. And it can learn Bite. I'm disappointed that it can't learn Crunch, but maybe by this time it can, but in the original version up to this point it couldn't learn Crunch. The Davier. Yes, that is the perfect solution. Getting my nose pass to learn Spark instead of Thunder Wave. So I at least have a second damage dealing move. Yes, Tank. So this was not who I was expecting, but this is who I get. And he goes for a Snarl, which is probably a dark type attack, seeing that it is super effective. So I can, okay, I'm going to continue attacking Monotype, and that has a bloody flamethrower, which is also super effective. Okay, that brought him to just about, okay, brought him to the berry, which is going to heal him up to about a third of his HP. Let's switch out to Nose Pass again, which is probably the second best option in this battle. It goes for a Snarl again. That does quite a bit of damage, lowers my special attack. So I'll just have to do a physical attack there. And there now it brings out the poison gas. And of course Nose Pass gets poisoned. At least poison gas is not immediately damage dealing. Oh, why didn't that do any damage? Come on. I could rest. He goes for another Snarl, and that takes out my Nose Pass, so the resting is no longer necessary. Shall I? The Scyther would be quite good. I'm going for Scyther in any case, but if he had a bug type attack, that would have been the best. Okay, I'm going for counter. that hardly does anything, which means counter does nothing. Come on. Why is he so bloody clever? Oh shoot. The double hit, let's see if there's anything this time. Okay, once again I only get one attack down, or off. So my tongue levels up, and quite a good amount. Okay, so my tongue only goes to level 21. Well, I say only, but it's quite a significant amount. And I finally got this guy back. Now I have to go all the way out. And everybody has abandoned their posts, which makes me think, should I have challenged any of the grunts that were at the computers? Would any of them have battled me? But for now, I still just have to go and heal up at this Pokemon Center. This one right here. And my team is fully healed again. And now I can probably get a bike. Ah, there he is, the bike guy. Yep, I did all of it for a bike. Why does he take me outside? Okay, so only the outside bikes are available for gifting. The inside bikes are for selling. Here we go. Nice yellow bike. He calls it the Pikachu Zapper. Huh. Okay. I'm not going to argue too much about that. Now, I didn't actually read any of this dialogue, even though I went through it a bit slower. But if you didn't get it, just pause the video and read the dialogue if you want. But the gist of it, just by scanning it, is that the B button causes you to gear up, which increases your speed. Now, why did I jump to the side over there? I know I edited out a Pokemon encounter. But for some reason I'm interested in the box. Okay, there's a bike. Yes, that's why I'm interested in it, because I want to register the bike. Okay, so I just got off the bike. Don't want to fight that guy just yet. I should have registered the bike, because now I have to go back into my bag like this and then access the bike and use the bike. Let's just register it with that button over there, which means I can just click my selection button and up, which would then allow me to climb on the bike. But the interesting fact is that if you only have one item registered, then just pressing the selection button puts you onto the bike immediately, or the registered item immediately. Okay, so this bug catcher sees me from a mile away and comes in as a conversation with me. And he just tells me that the cycling road ends up in Hartham City. I think that is where I'm going in any case, but let's just see what is going on over here. Is this the direction I want to go? Okay, this looks like an aid from the professor, so he probably has something for me. But I need to see 36 Pokemon, which apparently I have, so I get the rare candy. Anyway, this is going to be the end of this episode. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode and I hope you enjoyed the rest of the day. Thank you. Goodbye.